The microbiome is the bacterium that resides inside our gut. Our knowledge base of this incredible machinery is still very immature. However, we already know many things about the bacteria that flourish inside our bodies, and there is no doubt that these little critters hold profound power over our longevity. Note that the term microbiome originally meant the gene pool of the microbes in your gut, the microbiota. But these days, microbiome is used loosely in exchange for the word microbiota. In 2009, a study published in the Journal of Physiology showed that specific types of gut bacteria were inflammatory in older mice, not young mice. And this increased various pathologies, but especially stiffness in the arteries. The offending bacteria was known as proteobacteria, part of the Salmonella family, which created large amounts of an inflammatory product called trimethylamine N-oxide, or TMAO, which inflicts damage to arterial walls and also causes oxidative stress. But inhibiting TMAO is easy, according to a paper published by the American Society of Microbiology, which showed that resveratrol lowered TMAO significantly. A simple fix for a very silent and invisible cause of heart disease, and yet another pathway to aging now defeated for those of you that like to engineer how you age. Many other factors that cause high levels of TMAO, such as high protein or high fat diets, were also contributors to raising TMAO. Red meat or high animal fat increases TMAO. One thing we do know is that when we are young, we have an extremely diverse range of gut bacteria. But as we age, the types and the amounts of bacteria we have dwindle. And science is showing that the loss of these bacteria species can influence early mortality. Basically, the more diverse your gut bacteria, the better. When the gut flora was examined in Chinese people over the age of 90, it was found that their bacteria were rich with bacteria known as Clostridium. The researchers also found in other countries that groups of people of the same age, that is over 90, also showed increased levels of gut bacteria. The other countries studied were Italy and Japan. Even though the species of bacteria varied, the amount of bacteria did not, suggesting that older people with a weakened microbiome may be at higher risk of mortality. The variation in species is most likely a product of diet and also environment. The less microbiota in your gut, the sooner you will die. That is what the evidence seems to suggest. There are many byproducts and beneficial processes from gut flora, such as metabolites or the creation of short-chain fatty acids, which aid in a myriad of healthy functions, such as mineral absorption. So it is not beyond the realm of biology to think that some of these gut bacteria may assist or impede health. Some of these little critters assist with breaking down food and even converting some foods into complex molecules that you could otherwise not get from diet alone. For example, a broccoli compound, glucoraphanin, is converted into the powerful antioxidants sulforaphane by your microbiome, which otherwise would be unusable when eaten. A wide spectrum course of antibiotics can wreak havoc on your microbiome and impede your ability to absorb nutrients. So antibiotics should only be used when absolutely necessary. Try and use antibiotics that target the harmful bacteria so that you are not wiping out all the good bacteria at the same time. Controlling specific species of gut flora is key to navigating longevity effectively. Ignore the effects of your microbiome at your own peril. It is too early to tell you a comprehensive list of exactly what strains to promote and what strains to fend off. However, what we do know is that anything that decreases the number of species inside your gut is connected with early mortality. There is overwhelming evidence that the type of gut bacteria you hold controls your mood and personality as well. Yes, humans could simply be hosts for other life forms that control us. Our small intestine is also referred to as our second brain, hence why you get gut feelings when in dangerous or a stressful environment. We now know that Alzheimer's disease is connected with a type of bacteria that starts off inside the mouth and can move into the brain. So oral hygiene is paramount here as well. When mice were separated into two groups, that is a risk-taking group and a docile group, their gut bacteria was analysed. Then they were given antibiotics to kill their gut bacteria. Scientists then gave these mice the bacteria back, but in the opposite groups. The results were quite interesting. The mice exhibited the opposite behaviour. Risk takers became docile, docile became risk takers. A profound study that clearly demonstrates that gut bacteria can influence personality, including mood. How is this connected or relevant to longevity? Well, if you are always in a poor mood and do not really know why, then apart from the cortisol levels and lack of endorphins silently killing you faster, it could be that your microbiome is poorly balanced from a poor diet or medications or something else. Even depression is connected with gut bacteria, and these types of things point to an earlier grave. Stress shortens your telomeres faster as well. So again, state of mind, aka tranquility, is important. Get rid of narcissists and other energy-sucking vampires from your circle. It is clearly established in the scientific literature that high-fat, high-protein or high-sugar diets can impede the gut bacteria from working properly. Even poor sleep from jet lag can influence the gut bacteria. And this is bidirectional, meaning poor gut bacteria can affect the quality of your sleep as well. Other evidence shows that the development of a newborn's immune system may be hampered by caesarean section. The bacterium found in the birth canal plays a crucial role in early immune development. So with that knowledge, do not be afraid of letting your child get dirty or be exposed to the natural world, such as animals and other people, etc. It seems the evidence demonstrates quite clearly that exposure to bacterium assists with teaching the immune system how to defend against pathogens later in life. Even breast milk is laden with prebiotic carbohydrates to promote the growth of bifidobacterium species. This means our genetic code is written to ensure a vibrant microbiome from birth. Note, a prebiotic is a carbohydrate that cannot be broken down by the stomach alone. Gut bacteria is required for prebiotics to be broken down. These prebiotics increase the amount of beneficial bacterial populations inside the gut and mainly come from a vegetarian diet, legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and nuts. Parkinson's disease is also attributed to disturbances in the microbiome. Scientists took fecal matter samples from Parkinson's sufferers and transplanted that fecal matter into mice. Those mice began to show manifestations of Parkinson's disease, such as improper movement and ability. When the same team of scientists transplanted fecal matter from healthy humans in mice, the mice did not show these symptoms. These types of studies are quite scary in the sense that they point to colonies of bacterium being responsible for the deleterious pathologies we see in old age. Note that fecal matter transplants from one healthy person to a sick person are now becoming standard as doctors attempt to balance people's microbiome by literally inserting fecal matter through an enema or tube. And this will most likely gross you out. The same effective results can be achieved by placing that fecal matter into a capsule for people to swallow. Oof. Exercise is also shown to increase gut diversity, whereas sedentary people seem to have less gut bacteria. This is important because we have already shown that there appears to be a connection in early mortality and lower levels of gut bacteria. The more diverse the microbiome, the better for longevity. So do me a massive favour. If you like this type of information, share this content with your friends, subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. It greatly helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if not, face the consequences of your actions. Visit my website, www.scienceofaging.life, and as always, stay young and stay vibrant.